The University of the Gambia emerged victorious with 95% and received a trophy with a cash prize of $3,000. First runner-up went to GTTI with 79.95% and a cash amount of $2,500, and second runner-up to Stratford College, with Rohiba from the University of the Gambia emerged as the top competitor during the competition. Events of this nature is important in helping young people to not only showcase their talent, but also improve on their public speaking skills, thereby creating an avenue for interaction through art, thus educating the public on various issues affecting their lives. For GRTS News, I am Deiko Mademba.
From there, we'll take our first break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Delegates from OIC member countries currently meeting in the Guinean capital Conakry have called on the international community to resist intolerance and fight terrorism, two menaces that are fast becoming growing threats in Africa. CFI reports Guinean President Alpha Condé has emphasized the need to fight extremism.
From the Organization of Islamic Cooperation are meeting in a brand new conference center in Guinea's capital, Conakry. President Alpha Condé of Guinea, whose country is hosting the summit, emphasized the importance of fighting Islamophobia and extremism.
Together, we reaffirm that Islam is a religion of peace, progress, and solidarity.
The 500 delegates spoke about restoring peace in Syria, Palestine and Mali. A number of the 57 members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation are directly affected by political crises and conflicts. Some members spoke about their determination to fight terrorism.
Be it the Sahel, Nigeria or Mali, we are collectively mobilizing against this curse that is a threat to all African countries and beyond Africa, to the international community.
19 of the 57 countries signed a charter on food security. This entails funding the development of agriculture in OIC states to fight hunger and poverty that create instability in a number of African and Asian countries.
French President François Hollande has paid homage to two French troops who died during clashes with rebels in the capital of the Central African Republic, Bangui. Hollande was speaking during a brief stopover while traveling from Johannesburg, where he joined world leaders at the late Nelson Mandela's memorial. We have more in this CFI report.
On his way home from Johannesburg, French President François Hollande stopped off in strife-torn Bangui. He was welcomed by French soldiers still in shock over the deaths of two of their number, Antoine Le Quignot, age 22, and Nicolas Volcker, age 23. In a moving ceremony, the president paid tribute to these first two French soldiers fallen in combat in Central African Republic.
I'm able to see your emotion as I look at you right now. Antoine and Nicolas died for France. They gave their lives for a noble mission, to save the lives of others.
The brief visit by Hollande to the 1,600 soldiers in Operation Sangaris had been programmed well before the soldiers' deaths on Monday night. He defined the goal of the mission in CAR.
We have one obligation, to intervene rapidly and with strength. You have done this. Then you and the African force, whose numbers are increasing, will disarm the militia, restore civilian rule, and prepare political transition, the future elections.
For the moment, disarming and placing the militias in their barracks by French soldiers and the African force has not succeeded in checking the spiral of violence in Bangui. In spite of the relative calm at midday, the Central African capital is still very tense and the situation still volatile.
We'll now take our second break. Stay tuned. Back. Jolakunda Football Club were over the weekend crowned champions of the 2013 Mandinari Nawetan Football Tournament. Jolakunda defeated Sanchaba River Lodge Football Club 2-0 to win the late Mumudu Max Jallo Memorial Trophy. Mumudu S. Jallo has details of the thrilling final played at the Mandinari football field in this report.
Some months back for the other side of the wall, but the name Mahmoud Max Jallo continued to resonate around various sporting events across the country. 6 months after his sudden demise, the late Max Jallo, former Executive Secretary of the National Sports Council, is still being mourned and remembered either by observing a minute's silence at sporting gatherings or competitions being named after him. One such tournament was the late Mahmoud Max Jallo Memorial Football Tournament in Mandinarim Village, which came to a thrilling climax over the weekend in an entertaining final between Sanchaba River Lodge Football Club and Jolakunda Football Club. Hundreds of spectators filled the Mandinarim football field, amongst them family members and friends of the late Max Jallo, officials of the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Gambia Football Federation. The match got underway amidst a colorful atmosphere with great fanfare from both sets of fans, the ambience depicting the real beauty of village football. It was an eventful contest throughout the 90 minutes, with both Sanchaba River Lodge and Jolakunda trying to establish an early dominance. The first period was played at a high tempo, but neither sides were able to unlock each other's defense, and the first period hence ended in a goalless draw. The two teams remained unchanged after the break, with both coaches sticking to the same formation, but the two teams showed more attacking instinct in the second period. The game became more open, with an end-to-end stuff. Sanchaba though looked to have gained the upper hand in the second half, with more of the possession and doing more of the pressing, but they failed to convert their possession into goals. With the game seemingly heading to penalties, Jolakunda got the breakthrough in the 63rd minute against the run of play when Keba Fai gave his side the lead from a close-range finish. Moments later, Jolakunda doubled their lead when Alaji Jiba's corner was headed by Ibrahim Abba into his own net, giving Jolakunda a 2-0 cushion, and their fans stormed the pitch in wild celebrations. Sanchaba fought back, but it was too little, too late, as Jolakunda FC held on to win the late Mahmoud Max Jallo Memorial Trophy. Jolakunda Football Club were crowned champions of the 2013 Mandinari Summer Football Championship and went home with the late Max Jallo Memorial Trophy with a cash prize of $9,500. Modest Jallo, Grts Sports.
After sports, we shift our attention to the weather report from the Central Forecast Office.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its